Hey folks, welcome back. Duck D in the Dungeon. It has been it's been 2 weeks since I've shot any video. I had a volunteer project that I spent 5 days straight on, and by the time I got home at night I was just totally wiped out. Cindy and I did slip away for a 2-day spearfishing trip. Again, that was leave at 5 in the morning, and we didn't get back until after midnight the second day. So it's been a long couple of weeks, so the YouTube channel has suffered a little bit, but getting back into things. So I'm going to do a short video on marketplace finds, marketplace, and other finds. But to start off with, I had been looking for a way to melt small batches of aluminum. I have a foundry. I actually have a propane and a waste oil foundry. Do some videos on those here in a few weeks. I was always looking for something to do smaller batches of metal, and so always looking for a little small electric furnace, and I found this one. So I bought this furnace, 40 bucks, and so that was a really good deal. You see them fairly often, but they're 150, 160 bucks, and then I'm not sure what they're selling for new, but so bought that, and then talking to the guy, he's like, oh well, I also have some other stuff, and so he had another crucible, small crucible. I don't have one that small. I got several much bigger, and then a couple ingot molds, which I'd have paid 40 bucks for these 2 ingot molds. This is supposed to be I would not trust that. Probably just throw that away. It's not really anything of value to me. And this is supposed to be again for picking up. I think you put this around it and it grabs, but again, it's not ideal. It does have a pair of tongs that will actually work for that. I will use these. In a bunch of stuff that I bought, there was a small leather punch. Always comes in handy. And then when I was talking to the guy, he's like, oh yeah, you know a little bit about burners and foundry stuff, and it's like, yeah, he says, I've got a few other foundries and furnaces, and he's like, well, I've got one that I'm not going to be using. Do you want it? And so I gave 25 bucks for the burner. I think that's a Ryle type. I don't know if it's even been used. It still has tags on it. It looks like it's been used. I don't know. But so anyhow, that's nice. Come on over here, babe. And he threw in a small furnace that this will actually fit in. So that's cool for melting smaller quantities of metal. So that was one stop, and I guess the thing I always try to do is when you're if somebody's got something that you like, and you drove there to buy it, the odds are pretty good that they're going to have something else that you might like, and so it never hurts to start a conversation. And that's what I did. Just like, oh yeah, I do a little bit of foundry work here and there. I use Petrobond sand, and this guy was doing precious metals as well as brass and bronze, and so he let go of all his brass and bronze stuff. Kudos to that. I was super happy to see it. So I think when it's all said and done, I gave $55, I think, for everything. So some of it's garbage. I'll never use it, but most of it I will. That stuff will get used. So flash forward, another 10 days or so, doing my morning routine where I get up and I look on Marketplace aircraft, airframe, and power plant guy. Was moving and was looking to get rid of a bunch of stuff. And so I had a bunch of air power tools. I don't really use anything air powered anymore. Almost everything that I use is electric. But what he did have was Clecos. And if you don't know what a Cleco is, you need to learn. So these are really useful if you're placing sheet metal on a frame, right? Because you can drill through the sheet metal, you drill through the frame, or even if you're doing an overlap joint, you can drill 2 holes, a hole through the top piece, a hole through the bottom piece. And these Clecos, I don't have the actual plier for it yet, but I'm going to order one. Just a set of pliers that clinks in, and then you stick this through the hole and it tightens up and it holds it in place for you. These things are super, super valuable. I had a couple in here that were a little different. These are like an edge Cleco. That's something new to me. I hadn't seen those before. So super excited about that. I think I paid $75 for all this. Clecos were worth that. He had some old pulleys off of aircraft. These are all Bakelite. And I don't know that I'll ever actually do anything with them. I could see a time when, I might, but it's just bonus stuff. And then, so we've got some swivel ends. Now this kind of stuff I use not all the time, but a couple times a year I have a project where I need something like this. These are off of ailerons, flaps and ailerons on an airplane. So a lot of cool stuff here. So that was the most recent things. Not too long ago, I purchased something Adam Savage would be proud of. Well, let me take you over to it. Go ahead and stop it. All right, welcome back. I watch Adam Savage a lot, and I really appreciate his videos. And he's got a couple videos where he uses a vacuum former. Now, how often would I use a vacuum former? Not very often. But I could see a few items where it would be handy to be able to use that. Now this was set up as a packaging vacuum former, and it's got the vacuum seal stuff here, and I actually have done that. I don't know what I did with it, but you basically put your piece in, you lay the plastic over the top of it, and then you heat it up, and then poof, drop it down, and it vacuums it down. It will work for thicker materials like plastic. So I don't know. I couldn't pass it up. It was a couple $100, and I thought, the one time that I need this, it'll pay for itself. But as of right now, I don't have a project for it, but I'm sure that's going to change. Hope you've enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe. Doc D out, and have a great weekend.